Assalamu alaikum. What's going on, guys? Brent0331. Got my good buddy Bruce at Camp Armament. Be sure to check out his channel. He's been a big help to my channel, so I really appreciate my subscribers going over and checking out his work. Today we're going to be doing the scope review for the new Primary Arms RAPTOR 1-8. And if you have any familiarization with the original RAPTOR, it was a 1-6. They also had a Platinum model that was a 1-8, but the price difference between those two optics is very great. But the original RAPTOR, the 1-6 one, is a very budget-friendly optic. So this 1-8 is just a godsend. Now, I can tell you, I'm a big fan of the RAPTOR first focal plane variable optics. Looking forward to shooting it with this today. I have it mounted up on my Colt 16-inch barrel carbine length gas system. I'm just shooting standard M193 55 grain ammunition. So Bruce, what you got, man?
Well, I've got the same optic, the 1-8 RAPTOR, and we mounted on a SCAR 17, so we can also bring you some results from the 7.62 side, and we'll be firing some 7.62 NATO Federal 150 grain through this rifle.
Good deal, yeah. And just to reiterate that, these are the exact same optics. You can use them on both the 7.62x51 and the 5.56. So this video is going to take the same format. I'm going to start with nomenclature of the scope, go into talking about the reticle for a minute, and then we're going to finish off with the shooting portion. We'll be firing from the 100 and the 200, and then we're going to call it the day. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment. All right, guys, so before I get to talking about the nomenclature of this Primary Arms SLx 1-8x24 first focal plane RAPTOR scope, let me just show you guys the previous RAPTORs in this series. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the RAPTOR series. I've got a lot of experience with them. I took this as the original one. It was a 6-power RAPTOR that first came out. I took this out to Nevada with me when I was shooting out there with Dimitri, and it was just a beast. And when it got really low light, those low light conditions out there and the sun was going down, and I was shooting, I got to the point where I couldn't even see with my ACOG. I slapped that sucker on my rifle and it was spot on. And I had zeroed it back in Texas and took it off, and when I put it back on, the zero was still holding true, shooting at targets at 500-600 yards in low light. So just a phenomenal optic, guys. Right here is the Platinum series. This has a lot more capabilities than the original 6-power RAPTOR. However, the price difference between these two optics is very vast. So if you wanted, a cheaper alternative that was 8-power for the RAPTOR, you had to pretty much go with a second focal plane scope as opposed to a first focal plane RAPTOR. But now, guys, that's not the case anymore. We have our 8-power RAPTOR variant that just came out, and it is just, spot on. It is a awesome little package, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about the nomenclature. So let me go ahead and kick off this scope cap. So starting off back here in the rear is the rear diopter. So make sure you set this for your specific eye relief before UBZO. Up here's your power ring. It's currently set on 1 power for more CQB oriented shooting, and then you can adjust this all the way up to 8 power for more magnified shooting. Now again, this is a first focal plane scope, so it doesn't matter what power setting you have your magnification set on, that scope is going to be true. Whether you're trying to use the bullet drop compensation in it or you're trying to estimate range, regardless of what power you have it on, that reticle is going to adjust to the specific power setting, and it's going to be true. Up here's your turret caps here, and these just screw on and off. To make adjustments, they are hand adjustable, all right, and they have very defined clicks. All right, and one click is a 1/4 inch at 100 yards. On the left side is going to be your illumination knob for your specific illumination settings. So with that said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the reticle itself, and then let's move into the practical application shooting portion of this video. Just like in all my Primary Arms optics videos, let's take a minute to talk about the reticle inside this optic, because it's a variation of the Advanced Combined Sighting System, or ACSS reticle, which is a reticle I absolutely love and believe is one of the most utilitarian combat reticles out there. This particular scope and reticle is tailored for the 5.56, 5.45, and 3.08 version. As with other versions of the ACSS reticle, it is currently set in yards and not meters. The reticle consists of a CQB horseshoe, chevron, and bullet drop compensation ladder. The large outer horseshoe of the reticle is designed for very close, quick target acquisition during close quarters battle. Just like ACOGs and other ACSS reticles, it has several features that assist with range determination of your target. The reticle is set for the average adult male's shoulder-to-shoulder torso of 18 inches. If your target's shoulders are the same width as the bottom of your chevron's point to point, your target is approximately 300 yards away. Now look at the vertical bullet drop compensation ladder. Match up the corresponding hash marks with your target's shoulder-to-shoulder torso. The one that fits is the estimated distance to your target. In this example I have right here, your target is approximately 400 yards away. In this example, your target is approximately 600 yards away. Now, in addition to using the enemy's shoulder width to estimate their range, you also have the capability of estimating them vertically by height. To do this, you simply place the standing target's feet on the baseline, which is the bottom of your bullet drop compensation ladder. You then observe where your target's head corresponds with. If your target's head is at the bottom of the tip of the chevron, your target is approximately 500 yards away. If his head aligns with the top of the post, your target is approximately 600 yards away. Anything taller than this will be within 400 yards. In Vegas, Bruce and I actually did practical application with Dimitri, where we ranged each other from 100 all the way out to 800 yards using the different features of the ACSS reticle. The vertical ranging feature is the one I found to be the easiest and most effective, and definitely an invaluable asset when trying to estimate your enemy target's range. Once you have acquired the estimated range of your target utilizing one of these techniques, you would then simply just engage them by using the corresponding marks on your bullet drop compensation ladder. So moving on from range estimation, I want to go back to the top of the reticle and talk about the outside edge of the left and right of the horseshoe. The edge of the horseshoe is calibrated to where you would be holding when engaging a man who is running laterally while holding a rifle. It is said that the average man moving under those circumstances moves at a speed of approximately 8.6 miles per hour. So essentially, what you would do if engaging an enemy that is within 300 yards, you would engage him using the outside edge of the horseshoe, and once the round is fired, he and the round will connect in the same spot. The reticle also has pre-placed dots which are calibrated for where you should hold on a target with a 5 or 10 mile per hour crosswind at a respective distance. So after you have acquired the estimated distance to your target, and you have an approximate 5 or 10 mile per hour crosswind, you'd place the corresponding dot on their torso and engage. These features greatly increase your capability of scoring a first round hit on a target with the different variables that come into play when engaging enemy combatants on the battlefield. The reticle is very well thought out and definitely increases an individual infantryman's combat effectiveness. All right, guys, so we're at the 100-yard line. Both Bruce and I are going to be putting some rounds down range. We're going to fire 10 rounds. I'm shooting 55 grain, 5.56. Bruce, what are you shooting?
150 grain, 7.62.
So it should be pretty interesting. Let's see what our results are. We both have already BZO'd, so we should be pretty much in there. Let's check it out. Good?
Good.
All right, it's 10 rounds. Let's go down range and check it out. All right, guys, so that was our results from the 100-yard line. I'm pretty happy with that. Can't really complain. So, man, they're in there. I had a couple little outliers, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So, what do you got, man?
Yeah, you got to take into account ammunition limitations too. I mean, I'm not sure how accurate this Federal 150 grain is out of the box, even if it was in a sled gun's barrel. If I'm getting 3 MOA, I'm pretty happy, and that looks like that's what we've got here. all 10 rounds right where I wanted them. I zeroed the 7.62 reticle 1 inch high at 100. Manual calls for that, whereas you're going to zero 5.56 dead on.
Yep.
So all of my my grouping is a little bit high, but that's really right where I expected it to be. I'm happy with the results.
Right, and minute a man all day long, no question.
Sure.
So let's push it back to 200 and see how we do. All right, so we're at the 200-yard line. This is our last string of fire. We're gonna fire 10 rounds, and we'll see how we do. Line is hot. All right, that's it. 10 rounds. Let's go down range, check it out. All right, guys, so this is my results at the 200. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're all there. You know, they're in this 9 ring or closer. And I'm pretty content with that. I do like the Raptor optic. And, you know, definitely pairs well with this rifle. So I'm pretty happy at the 200, my results so far. I'd like to get out to the deserts in Nevada again and shoot with Dimitri out there. In the open desert, push it out to, you know, the 5, 6, 7. We even shot at 8 when I was out there. So definitely a phenomenal optic. Let's check out, see what Bruce did.
Okay, so I definitely had some issues. The more we shot, we realized that my rounds were just spreading out way more than they should, even with the ammunition that we had. So I started troubleshooting that a little bit, found out that the suppressor was coming loose and that the teeth in the suppressor latch were worn. So we went ahead and removed the suppressor and we decided to shoot 200 unsuppressed. This is my group, which I'm actually happy with the group. Not bad at all for a 200-yard group, but as you can see, it's way high, and that's just because of the point of impact shift from removing the suppressor. So we've still got some troubleshooting to do on this. We'll get that latch replaced. We'll be performing a review video on my channel also, so we'll get to come back and revisit the SCAR 17 with this 1-8 Raptor SLx when we get the suppressor back.
All right, guys, so that wraps up this review of this Primary Arms Raptor 1-8. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know Bruce and I had a lot of fun making the intro and coming out here and putting some rounds downrange, as always. So, again, big thanks to Bruce. Also want to point out, check out the comment section. I do have some Primary Arms links in there. You go through there, and you go through those links specifically, and a lot of times you get a special little add-in free items, such as, you know, on some of the optics you get a free anti-reflection device or even a free mount on some of the variable optics. So what do you got, man?
Yeah, all in all, I'm impressed. I learned a lot. It wasn't an ideal day for me because of that suppressor issues that we were having, but it's good to find out that you're having these problems when you're out here on the flat range, and we'll get those addressed. But as far as the 1-8 goes, hey, I'm very impressed with it. Love to have that 8 powered. I know some of you were looking for that. Well, now that's an option for you too.
Awesome. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment.